Tonight, Christina Carswell hosts an all-new episode of The Lounge. The following program may contain mature material some viewers may not find suitable. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's The Lounge with Christina Carswell. Tonight, Christina welcomes Alex, also known as Axel, from the channel Swathed, Sarah from the channel Lyra Kylaren, and Sean, a professional QA video game tester. And now, here's your host, Christina Carswell.
Hey guys, Axel and Sarah and myself here. Sean's absentee from this episode, but don't worry, he'll be back at another time. Today we're going to talk about some game stuff, because why not, we're nerdy. I want to talk specifically about trailers, because Overwatch has now come out of beta, I believe.
Yeah, it finished last week, I think, for the beta.
Last week, yeah. It'll be coming back, I think, on the 27th.
So I like what Overwatch is doing with its trailers or teasers, as you will, because they've been releasing story content for the characters. So not only are they trying to get you to play the game, they're also trying to get you to like their characters more, to give you a more in-depth into this Overwatch universe they've newly created, which I find is kind of refreshing compared to how other games go about releasing trailers and teasers. They focus more on the content rather than the characters that are in them.
Yeah, it looks like Overwatch is definitely trying to build its trying to build up its characters as actual interesting things to look at within the world. Does that mean there might be a campaign type deal, or is there no on that?
I have no clue, to be honest, if there's a campaign mode that they're programming.
I hear a lot of people sort of hoping that there will be, or putting pressure that there might be. I do know that Overwatch is coming from its own comic book.
They have a comic book for it.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
I don't know if it's pre-existing, and I'll have to check up on that after, but there's definitely a comic book for it.
That's kind of cool.
Now, it is good to point out that before Overwatch, and I'm sure maybe even before Team Fortress 2, there was the Meet the Medic video, right? This is Team Fortress 2, of course. So Valve, of course, has already explored this area with its various Meet the Characters videos. And I can't help but feel that there was definitely another game in the past that did something of a similar nature. It's if you have story, if you have some kind of something beyond the game, I'm pretty sure that some people taking advantage to it. Yeah. But they are fantastic when they do it.
I think it's kind of a way to help people. I find it's probably a way to help people sort of select what character they might want to try first. Like giving them a bit of a personality might say, because watching the Black Widow trailer and seeing the whole Tracer come up and that cheeky, you come to disturb the party.
The animated short.
Yeah, the animated short. Sorry. Once I get into, I didn't get a chance to get into the open beta, but if I'm able to get into Overwatch when it releases, I might give Tracer a try.
The new hidden character, Trailer.
I think
she follows Tracer everywhere she goes.
Mountain Dew, the breakfast drink of champions.
No. Best gamer fuel, as Sean probably would say. But yeah, so TF2 did that first, where it's like Meet the Medic, Meet the Spy kind of deal, where they've had little glimpses of what the characters are like outside the game.
Yeah,
which is kind of. I always like the Spy one because I think that's what's the word for it? Say chic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Spy is the one with the sock over his face with all the elegance and whatnot.
Excuse me.
It's not a sock.
Balaclava. There we go.
He's not a hoodlum.
Did League of Legends do anything similar? Because I know they have.
League of Legends releases hero spotlights, so they delve slightly into the backstory of the characters, and they go about explaining the kit of the heroes. So Overwatch doesn't do that, where they don't have a spotlight on the kit of the heroes in Overwatch, but they do that for Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, Here's the Storm. Yeah.
They have a spotlight video. They'd be like, "Oh, here's our new hero. This is their story, and this is what they do in the game," kind of deal. But Overwatch is a different story with these animated stories that they're posting out. It's like, this is the person that you can play in our game. This is their attitude. This is their type of character. I feel it's more like a grab to like get at the feels of the players.
Oh, definitely.
Also, yeah, there's that, and also an introduction to the politics and other goings of their world.
Looking at the universe as a whole rather than just the one character.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they did the same thing in Winston's little spotlight or the little animated short where Reaper, he was fighting Reaper in there. So like you got to see a little bit of the two sides. And the same thing with Hanzo and his brother.
Yeah, that's the one that's rolling on my phone right now, is their little duel. That's what you guys heard earlier coming from my phone, if you heard that from my end.
Thankfully I didn't hear it, so you're fine.
Yeah,
okay.
But yeah, so like there's such a larger story at play, because even in the gameplay you can find like little Easter eggs here and there that give you a little bit more of an insight into the universe, which I find is kind of unique.
That will be cool. It'll be hectic to that would suck though if you find one of those Easter eggs and you stop to take a look and then you get killed.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Look! I want to see what that says.
That's what screenshots
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Because that's really interesting. That I like this kind of method of like building up your characters and releasing like bits of story within trailers. Because I'm really big into the story behind the games, behind the characters. That's usually what gets me into the game, which is why I didn't really like League of Legends when I was playing that, is because I had fun playing I think it was Kale that I was playing. I had fun playing her, but outside of the gameplay I didn't really have much
unless you went to go and actually
drive.
read her profile, you're not going to know that.
Oh yeah, no, I read her profile, but
you didn't feel as attached.
Yeah, because you didn't really see any of that in action. Like it like for somebody who can pick up a novel and read through it really easily, which I'm not. Reading a profile helps with that emotional investment into that character. For me, it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
But with these character trailers, it sort of gives me the opportunity to be like, oh hey, I understand this character's motivation. I like her. I like that. I'm gonna give that a try.
I think maybe they're trying to hook people that wouldn't normally play that type of game with the feel hook.
Oh yeah. And it's
like hard for me to say anything against that, to be honest, mostly because they already have my attention to begin with.
What's your favorite character that you've played thus far?
Oh, which one? Aside from Junkrat, which I think Sean would agree. He's just our natural spirit animal. Really,
Junkrat's the one
that trance of just dancing around, screaming maniacally while making everything explode. It's just like an ultra release of euphoria right there.
I just love Diva.
Yes,
Diva is my favorite.
As someone who absolutely loves mech games,
I haven't seen anything of Diva, but I really want to try her just because she's flying a big pink mech. That's literally the only reason why I want to try.
Diva is, I think, Korean, and she is a professional gamer. And in the universe, professional gamers were contracted into military force because they were able to pilot the mechs better than anyone else.
That is awesome. I am definitely going to give her a try when I get the game.
She's real fun because she technically can have 2 lives because she has a health pool and her mech has a health pool. So when her mech blows up, she just ejects.
Yeah. I was watching a couple days ago. I was watching a play of the game video of her. She is running up. She gets out of her mech just as that chain shot guy grabs her. Mm-hmm. The guy grabs her mech instead. She runs off. The mech runs into her. Roadhog, yeah. he drags mech to him, and then he blows up.
She probably used her alt.
Oh yeah,
because that's the only way that can blow up and kill people.
Yeah,
is she has to use her
Oh
alt.
yeah, that's exactly what she did. She used her alt, abandoned it just as he was chain shotting her.
That's some fast reflexes.
I'm like, dude,
on the deepest part.
I want that character.
So that's another thing that I know this is sort of deviating away from the trailer talk, but more with Overwatch. The thing I love about Overwatch is it's every time you play, you're probably going to come across the same kind of thing over and over again, but every so often, without anything changing, the gameplay is so someone might just discover a new combo, like that, for example, where Roadhog just grabs the mech and pulls it across. That's something I find very refreshing. The only thing that I wish they would do is actually touch up the play of the game thing to include everyone involved in that particular play, as opposed to just picking out one person.
I heard something about play of the game favoriting certain characters. Like it's easier to get play of the game on some characters than it is on others.
Well, it's easier to because I think it looks at most kills.
Yeah, there's some algorithm that they're using, and it seems to be heavily emphasized.
So basically, if you're a support, you're never going to get play it.
Not necessarily. If you're
less likely.
Yeah, you're less likely. I do know that if you're playing as what's her name? It's not Hope. It's Mercy. Yeah. When you play as Mercy,
she's pretty.
You get like a 5-man res. That's like an automatic play of the game right there.
Yeah, I haven't really played Mercy much because I suck at supports in that game. Yet I'm good at supports in every other game I play. I just suck at supports in Overwatch. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm good at tanks though, which is completely not what I'm used to. Sarah, you might not know this, but in Overwatch, you don't just pick one character and stick with it for the entire game. You can switch characters every time you die.
Oh, so you're not locked into it like in...
You're not locked into a single character. You can choose from all of them. Or at least that's how it was in the beta. I'm not sure if that's going to continue after the beta.
No, that has to. That's an integral part of the game.
There we go. I am wrong.
Sorry. It's just
it's
there's
good.
one thing that would get me to start yelling and screaming is if they were to change that. Because honestly, really?
I could understand if they made the original characters completely free to play, but as they released other ones, you'd have to spend in-game currency to collect.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh dear God! If they did that, that game would die in an instant.
Would probably die.
Yeah,
so,
you can't do that with Overwatch.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
I just hope it doesn't go the way of World of Warcraft and be really popular for several years and then start dying down really fast.
Well, a lot of games do that. It's not just Blizzard.
Yeah, true.
Just take a look at Team Fortress 2. That game had its time. Then Valve started introducing class updates, which were pretty cool because they weren't trying to break the game. They're just trying to provide alternate playstyles that the community was asking for.
Trying to revive it, give it a little bit extra life.
Yeah, it gave it a little bit more life, and it kept it going. I'm sure they probably look at the game now and go, "Oh yeah, it's still going," but to me, it's dead. It is dead.
Yeah, I don't really know much people that play it. I own it. I don't play it.
Yeah, well, technically, at this point, everyone owns it because it's free to play now.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not the same game anymore. When they introduced the man economy, that's when it just didn't feel like the game I bought years ago. The man economy is a pun on one of their enterprising individuals in the story of their game.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of his first name. It's Saxton. Yeah, Saxton Hale. How does man get in there again? Oh, I feel like a big idiot. Anyways, the company behind him is called Manco. So that's why it's called the man economy, because it's just a play on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very manly.
Yes. You grow a mustache if you touch Australium.
A really thick one?
Oh.
Pink like Markiplier?
No, not pink. I'm pretty sure you could punch it if it was pink.
Oh, but yeah. So what characters have you guys been latching to in the Overwatch beta when you guys were in there?
Diva for sure for me. I don't know, that just seems really cool to have. a tank that could also like get a whole bunch of kills with one shot. Basically, if you nuke your mech in the middle of their team, it doesn't matter how far they run, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes I look at her and
Find
say,
player kill right away.
yeah, but people become wise to it, so you can't really use it all that often. You have to like
Oh, yeah.
sneak it behind them and then send it in.
Well,
Because if
you
you're
do that,
sprinting,
most strategies.
Yeah.
if you're sprinting with it and you eject right as you're sprinting, it will send the mech into them.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Clever little things like that. Exactly. Sometimes instead of trying to sneak it in, you can also use it to make people scatter, so you know they're not gonna get hit with a blast.
Or
But then
you
the
can like
benefit
fly
is-
up and then drop out of it.
Yeah, but the nice thing is that they have to run, take cover, which means
Yeah.
that whatever objective you're trying to do, they're not there to defend it.
Yeah, so you just send it into the objective and be like, oh, I cleared it.
Yeah.
But one
Can
of the
you,
bad things with that...
sorry, can you get in and out of the mech at will, or does that only happen when you ult?
When you ult or die.
Yeah, alt or die.
Oh,
I
okay.
never like tried to come out of it because it's a lot of armor. When you're
Yeah.
out of
Fair
it,
enough.
you're so squishy.
Yeah. Your
You don't
whole
want to be
objective
out
at
of
that
it for
point,
long.
if you lose your mech due to damage, your ultimate is basically replaced with trying to get your mech back.
Yep. Basically, your
Okay.
ult turns into recalling your mech and getting a new one.
Yeah. When you send it off to get, like, you turn into self-destruct mode, as soon as it blows up, you get an immediate replacement.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, if you get a kill with it.
Is it just a kill? I thought it was just in general.
No, I think it is. You have to get a kill with it because I think I've sent it into the fray and people hadn't died from it, and I didn't get it back right away, and I had to shoot at people to get it back.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So if you at least get one
makes
kill,
sense.
then it refreshes and you can get your you can get it in the mech again.
That to me sounds like you could explain that as like a story thing of your headquarters going, you just blew up your mech for no apparent reason. You're not getting a new one until you learn how to play better.
I play to win!
Q. One of the other fun ones I've played is Genji, which is one of the brothers. I like him. He's kind of hard to play, but I like him a lot.
That's a nice bastion over there. Be ashamed if I were to deflect it.
Basically, one of his moves is he could reflect any projectile or like defend against a projectile for a certain amount of time.
Which character is this, sorry?
Genji. He's the melee assassin that looks like a robot.
Oh, that dude, yeah, from Hanzo's trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his brother.
Yeah. What's particularly interesting about that deflect is that it deflects more than just what you typically call a projectile, right? It can deflect ultimates.
Yeah.
Like May's robot when she chucks
Or
it
the
out.
dragons.
Or really?
Yeah, I thought it could do that.
Wait, it can deflect Hanzo's ethereal dragon thing?
No.
It can't?
I no. Despite what it shows in the video, you can't deflect that. It's
Well, my
got
bad.
limiters or something. I don't know.
I haven't tried, so maybe next time I'll try.
You can deflect his arrow, which
Yeah.
he fires just before deploying the ultimate. But once the ultimate has deployed, you cannot deflect the dragons.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think one of the most underrated one is May.
Underrated?
She's an
The
Arctic
Frost Girl.
Oh no.
Arctic biologist person, isn't she?
Like at the beginning, no one would play her. No one like really like played her all that much. And then recently, over like the last couple of weeks, all I've seen is just gameplay footage of just May this, May that, May this.
Well, yeah, she's like the combination. It's like as if the soldier and the pyro made like a love child right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
a soldier and a pyro. Pyro's fire.
Yes. Just replace
She
the
shoots
fire
ice.
frost.
So, a pyromancer gives birth to an icemancer?
Exactly.
Yes. It
Sure.
was a cold evening.
It was a cold evening.
Yeah.
But no, like she can do like crazy setups for the rest of the team, and I think she, other than Mercy, I think she's one of the best supports.
That's right, because she can trap people, can she, with that big ice wall of hers?
Yeah, she basically has CC rather than just pure healing.
fun thing. We had a match that I think Kyle told you about a while back when we had like the all this and all that kind of matches going on.
Yeah.
We're playing the team we're playing against switched over to all May, and
Oh no.
the objective was in a nice little room that had doors just conveniently wide enough for her wall. So with just the four of them, right, instead of the whole team, just four of them was enough to block access to the point.
They just waited you out?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Oh,
that's not even fair at that point.
Yeah.
That's smart on their part, but
there were other similar unintentional issues, like with Winston's shielding grenade. What would happen is the way that it was originally set up, I think this is during the closed beta, the team had like 2 Winstons on the cart, and all they have to do is just keep putting down their shield.
They just drop their shield and
no one can get them off.
Have they fixed that yet, or they said that they're not fixing it?
I thought they did. I thought they sort of tweaked their cooldown, like how it works. I know that the shield...
Now it takes 3 Winstons.
The shield disappears now.
You know that's going to happen. Instead of 2 Winstons, it's just going to take 3.
3 Winstons, yeah. Yeah. I see all these people sitting there going like, oh, Bastion's overpowered! But the real
have you seen Reaper? Reaper shreds him.
Oh, Reaper's a pussy.
Like he can just like get in behind him and just go brap brap brap, and then
but he's so easy to take down. Like, how many times have you heard him go die?
I killed him with D.Va. He did that to me, and I just like shot him in the head like a couple times, and he just like, yes, die. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna walk over here and explode my mech.
for someone who kind of plays the game and just does point and click adventure. Naturally they're going to be pissed off with characters who just shred through people who don't actually embrace the game mechanics.
But that's what it's for. Is like Reaper is for that. Like he literally has an ability to teleport. He's meant to take out those people. I feel like I think that's his role, is to like find people that are kind of off into the corner and away from the rest of their team and just like execute them.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not what I mean though. I mean more people who they just play, but don't take the time to actually understand what it is that they're doing with their hero. You know?
Well, oh, you mean my first day?
Yeah.
Well, how many characters are they releasing with? Like, how many characters in the lineup?
16.
9.
16.
16?
Yeah, roughly about that.
21.
So with that many characters,
there's 21.
Balancing, 21. Yeah, so even more so, balancing is going to be really difficult. Even with that many characters, and
I think they've done an amazing job at balancing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and they don't need any further balancing than they already have.
No question on that.
It's just tweaking.
Sean would say otherwise, but
well, anyway.
But what I mean is there is always going to be some weird, stupid little exploit that people are going to find that makes them unstoppable, like the 2 ape dudes, Winston's guarding that one point, or the 4 Mai's guarding that 1 point and winning the match as a result.
Someone's just going to find some way to break it. So.
Well, see, now, this is what kind of makes me curious. In this situation where the 4 Mai's were holding down the point, the walls can be destroyed. So if you had a Bastion in your team and they don't have any offensive measure to take out that Bastion, the Bastion could just as easily go into turret mode right in front of the wall and take it down while the rest of the team goes in there to take out the Mai's. Right? It's just a matter of understanding that and taking the time to try and deploy that. What was another one that popped up there? Well, yeah, even the case of like the Winston cart, or the wing cart. I would like to imagine that in that situation, you would have to be able to have something that blows through the shields and just gets them out of there. That might be one way. I don't know. Just something that sort of takes this problem off the cart. I don't know. Either that or playing around with cooldowns. One or the other.
No, probably a thing of playing around with the cooldowns.
Yeah. I'd love to see footage of that particular happening when it happened, to see, how they set up, how people tried to counter it. If there was any way to actually counter it, like Hanzo's dragons maybe blasting through it, because I know it can go through the shield.
There's probably some way.
Yeah.
Like, especially those Hondo's dragons are supposed to go through anything, aren't they?
They're supposed
So
to.
that might, yeah, so
Yeah,
that
they
might
go
be
cross map pretty much.
yeah, so that
right to
might be
spawn.
the only counter for it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Woo! Psh.
But let's like touch back on trailers to begin with, because they just released not too long ago the Witcher 3 trailer for Blood and Wine, and that was more of like a teaser kind of deal. So
Yeah.
there's
Teasers.
definitely a change between what Blizzard is trying to do with their little cinematics and what other game companies are doing.
I don't know, actually. I feel this is pretty normal. I've seen similar levels of trailers from levels of trailers from other games. It's just a matter of how they set it up. What do you find different, Chi?
I think the story aspect, because in The Witcher 3, you see like the overarching kind of story in the teaser where it's like, okay, I can see like a city burning, I can see like a demon, so it's like, okay, I kind of know what's going on, but there's already a pre-established love for the character. That's why there's 3 games, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Where I think what Blizzard is doing with the Overwatch thing is it's slightly different because they're building that respect or that love for the characters that they are introducing. So like it's slightly different in the sense where it's just like you already have a pre-established fan base for The Witcher, whereas the Overwatch hasn't had a pre-established fan base other than like Blizzard fanboys. So they're not only trying to maybe appeal to the audience that they already have, but also to a newer audience, I find.
Now, are you suggesting that the big difference between the Overwatch trailers and the Witcher trailer is that they can pull off, the Witcher trailer can be shorter just because of the pre-established fan base, versus Overwatch has to have all these extra long shorts and videos?
They have to put in the footwork.
Yeah.
Because The Witcher's already done their footwork. They have 3 games, obviously. They've done that.
I kind of agree with that. But even with newer games, you can still kind of have that happen where they'll release a teaser and then they'll release the trailer and then they'll release another teaser and then the trailer, or they'll release multiple teasers before the first trailer. I think
this is common. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think the reason why Blizzard's doing that with these animated trailers for their characters is because of the fact that it's a multiplayer of the game. It's giving them the opportunity to lay out the story rather than in game with a campaign, because there probably won't be a campaign, so they won't actually have
good point.
Yeah, they won't have the opportunity to give that story out to the players within the game.
Yeah.
Whereas these trailers is the perfect opportunity. But in a game like The Witcher 3 or a Halo, Final Fantasy, so on and so forth, they can release little just teasers and trailers that sort of give you a sense of what's going on, but they don't really give you any major story points because all the story is packaged with the game. Because the game is the story. So that's probably the biggest reason why Blizzard's going this route with its trailers rather than the traditional thing.
Yeah.
What I think I would like to see from Blizzard, because there are a couple of the characters which are completely different from their backstories. So let's take like Widowmaker and Reaper, for example. They didn't look like that in the beginning of their career with Overwatch.
Okay.
So what I would want from them would be maybe a short campaign to explain why they went through that change.
Or, you could just grab the comic book.
Or grab the comic book, but I'd rather play through it. That's just me. Instead of watching it as like a little short or something, I feel like I'd rather play through that, because I think that would make me attached to the character a little bit more.
I wouldn't be surprised if Blizzard does something similar to what Team Fortress was doing. I know Team Fortress is like, I can't remember what they're called, but even after the game was released, they continued making animated shorts about their characters. I wouldn't be surprised if Blizzard did something similar, where after the game was released, they might release like little episodic shorts once in a while, just to sort of give an update on the story or give an update on the backstory kind of thing.
You know, what's funny is that between Valve and Blizzard, their reasons for making these shorts, I feel, might be entirely different. While Blizzard loves sort of telling stories, Valve was trying to push out its source filmmaker.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so these
I forgot about
shorts that they're putting out, while brilliant, were really just more of a way to publicize and say, hey, we've got this in-game video making tool thing that we've been building, and we want you to use it.
Okay, so it was more like a marketing ploy.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about Source Filmmaker.
Well, that's kind of good, where you can kind of in-game shoot footage. Right?
Yeah.
So.
And I think they let you, it's like not just in-game shoot footage, but also post-production manipulate certain parts of it so that it doesn't look so rough. It's more like you use the game to set the stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, last thoughts on game trailers and the direction that they're heading?
I like them, unless you get like a fucking an announcement trailer like you got for Paper Mario, like we were looking at for Game View. That was I hate. Yeah, as long as the trailer does its job and gets you hooked into the game and gives you a little bit of story, and if there's no story in the game, like what they're doing with Overwatch, that's what I like. Like,
so you
as
want
long as it has that hook. I want that hook. And some trailers don't do that, and they fall flat. And trailers, when they get that hook, that's me going, I think I'm going to play that game.
Give me a reason to play your game.
Exactly, yeah.
Axel?
I honestly haven't seen much of a change other than over time the improvements of 3D graphics. So
also more trailers. There's a shit ton more trailers for games now, because I remember back in the 90s it was just like, oh hey, here's a commercial. Now it's like teaser, trailer, teaser, trailer, teaser, trailer.
The only thing is that if your game is Pac-Man, you know, to that level of simplicity, and they start making like this big Witcher 3 styled trailer.
Now I'm just imagining
Pac-Man.
like cinematic trailers for Pac-Man, the arcade cabinet from the 80s.
I think that'd be terrifying.
That'd be hilarious.
Although there was a movie a while back that came out with that. It wasn't Pac-Man specifically, but
well, like
had,
Pac-Man had its own little story, like in one of the versions, like in between the games.
Pac-Man.
There'd be like a little short that it would play, like Pac-Man chasing a ghost or Pac-Man running away from a ghost, and it told like a little tiny story. So
yeah, there's a time and a place for these kinds of things. Some games that are rich in story. Yeah, I mean, trailers make a lot of sense, especially if you're going to set it up to look like a giant freaking movie. It's fascinating to see it with first-person shooter games like Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch, to see them have the trailers that they do. But what's, you know, the end product is that they are telling a story along with an action-packed game. So it's kind of neat. I'm just going to repeat myself over and over again.
Is it refreshing? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
It's stale?
Honestly, I think they're doing a good job, but it's nothing different.
That's fair.
Okay. And One-sama, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts. I've been so like interested in your thoughts that I totally forgot my own. With teasers are meant to be short. I understand that, and I think the production team for The Witcher has got it down to a neat science with just showing you just enough to be like, okay, why is that happening? Oh, to understand why I have to play the game? Okay, I guess I will. But with Overwatch, I think they're leaving out specific information from the characters on purpose to get you more interested in the characters and to kind of like hook you in and be like, yes, come figure out our little puzzle. So whereas other games, I find that they put too much in the trailer and then you're just like, well, I pretty much just saw the entire game. I guess I don't have to play now.
Yeah, that's the one risk you get when you start getting trailer after trailer for shit. It's like, oh, now I understand everything. There's no
Doesn't
point.
that kind of sound like the arguments we make at movies?
That's exactly it. That's one of the reasons why I don't like watching movie trailers. Because I don't want to know. Show me a poster for the movie, and I will decide whether or not I might like it.
Yeah, show me like the first teaser trailer and the first cinematic trailer. That's
Not even like there are some trailers where I have to stop like halfway through. I'm just like, no, this is going to give too much away about the story. I'm not going to
the whole story. Yeah,
it's like I don't want to know the ending. I would like to be pleasantly surprised.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't want to have to try and find the one thing you cut out of the trailer.
Yep. The only exception to that was Deadpool. I watched every fucking thing about Deadpool.
We have the DVD, but we haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it?
No. It's sitting there at an altar.
Axel, get on that.
The Suicide Squad trailers, I've pretty much watched those endlessly when they first came out.
We are going to get into that on a different episode because things are getting a little out of hand with the DC and Marvel universes.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to talk about that after. Anyways, so that's the time that we have for today. Thank you for paying attention to our ramblings, even though you really didn't have to, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. And if you got any questions, make sure to hit us up in the comment section or on Twitter, or I don't know if we have a Facebook, but maybe we will. So hit us up on those. Yes, we do have a Facebook because I'm stupid. It's at TOONDISE on Facebook because I'm not so smart. And the hashtag ToonLounge on Twitter. And if you're a fan of us and a fan of TOONDISE, make sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/ToonDice. And on behalf of Axel, Sarah, and myself, I'm sorry Sean's not here. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the lounge.